Hey, what's up YouTube? Haven't made a video in a really long time. I'm sorry, I know the last time I said I'd be back for good, but I actually ended up moving and doing a lot more stuff, and I just haven't had the time. I've been training a lot, and yeah, but I wanted to come back, start making videos again, and what better card to start than with UFC on Fox 5. So I'm going to do the main card first. Prelims probably I'm going to do because Jeremy Stephens is on there and he's my favorite fighter. So yeah, I'll get right into it. First fight on the main card is Matt Brown versus Mike Swick. Mike Swick, one of my favorite fighters also. Was cool to see him come back and beat DeMarcus Johnson. Crazy fight, crazy knockout, showed heart. They both rocked each other in that fight. Matt Brown, I think he's beat Stephen Thompson, Chris Cope, Luis Ramos, I think, the guy who got beat by Eric Silva. And I mean, yeah, Matt Brown. We all know how tough Matt Brown is. So this is gonna be a much tougher fight, in my opinion, than DeMarcus Johnson. I mean, I think DeMarcus Johnson's a crazy tough dude, but Matt Brown really doesn't get KO'd. He's a tough guy, a great chin, great Muay Thai, no slacker on the ground. I think he's gonna try and make it a dirty ground fight like he did against Stephen Thompson. And if he does that, yeah, he could win. But I think I'm still going to pick Swick here. Swick, like I said, one of my favorite fighters, and I just think he has a hand speed to be maybe really possibly get a TKO. That's how I'm going to pick it, a second round TKO. Just first round will be a war, second round he's going to be able to do that again and get a finish. Oh, second fight on the main card, we got Rory McDonald versus BJ Penn. Wow, this is this is probably going to be one of the cards of the year. I mean, this isn't even the co-main event. That's really crazy just to think about. BJ Penn, this is his coming back from where he announced his retirement, and now he's fighting again against Rory McDonald, the guy who's picked to be the future of the welterweight division, just like GSP was when Matt Hughes was fighting. Rory McDonald trains with GSP up in TriStar. Great fighter. BJ Penn, we all know BJ Penn. I think a lot of people are sleeping on BJ Penn in this fight. He's the underdog, I'm pretty sure, by a lot. And I'm not sure why. I mean, well, yeah, I mean, he hasn't fought for a while, and the last time he fought, he kind of got dominated. But I think BJ Penn's going to come out more motivated than ever. We've all seen how in great shape he is. He has abs again. I haven't seen him have abs since last time he fought Shirk, and he's at 170 pounds. So I think he should do a lot better in this fight. Rory McDonald, we all know what he's capable of. In my opinion, undefeated. He did. I mean, I know he lost to Carlos Condit, but that TKO was kind of bullshit. And yeah, we saw him throw around Nate Diaz. We saw him beat Mike Pyle. I think his last one was over Chain Mills. Rory McDonald's a tough kid, but right now I'm going to have to go with BJ Penn. I think BJ Penn is going to come out crazy. That motivated BJ Penn when we see him coming out, hitting himself in the face, talking to himself, just that crazy guy that no one wanted to fight because he was one of the greatest in the world. And what he's been saying in interviews is how he wants to be included in that conversation again because no one says his name when they think of best in the world anymore. And he wants to be that, so I think he can come back and win. I'm not really sure how would I see this one going out. I think it's going to be a war, but yeah, probably third. I'm just going to go with a third round submission, third round rear naked choke for BJ Penn, and yeah. Co-main event here, we got Alexander Gustafasson versus Mauricio Shogun Hua. Gustafasson all day. I don't really like Shogun. His last fight, I didn't know if you should be impressed with Brandon Vera or disappointed with Shogun. Terrible fight for Shogun. You shouldn't have that close of a fight with someone he's been almost a below average fighter for a while. I like Brandon Vera, but I mean, you're talking about a guy who got his arm broken by Elliot Marshall and he barely was able to pull out that fight, and then he fights Shogun, and it was like fight of the night. Got finished in the fourth round, I think. And Shogun his cardio looked terrible. I don't know if he just slept on Brandon, but you can't take fights lightly at this level. You really can't. I don't think he's came back from his knee injury. I haven't seen him looking the same since he did in Pride. I know he beat Lyoto and stuff like that, but I don't think Shogun will ever be a contender again. And Gustafasson, I mean, he's won, 5 straight main card fights. Last fight coming over a win over Thiago Silva. And Thiago Silva's a tough dude. Alexander Gustafasson, his only losses, I think, is to Phil Davis. He knocked out Vladimir Matyushenko. Gustafasson's tough. He has reach, too. He has, I think, like almost an 80-inch reach. Correct me if I'm wrong, 78. Something like that. And he's a tough guy, great striker, great ground skills, and I see him just really dominating Shogun in this fight. I think Shogun's gonna try and strike, but I don't think he's really gonna get anything off unless maybe he can work leg kicks and start picking him apart. But I really just don't see that happening. I see Alexander Gustafasson being able to work his game plan and win the fight because, I mean, I don't know, it's really just youth versus a veteran. And I think this is going to show that Shogun's going to be a gatekeeper and he's not going to be champion again. Main event, Benson Henderson versus Nate Diaz for the lightweight title. Crazy fight. We all know Nate Diaz has just been on a tear. Benson Henderson, I think this fight should be happening against Frankie Edgar. He didn't win his last fight. Frankie Edgar was robbed, just saying. Ben Henderson, great fighter, gotta love him, from Arizona too, so you really just... I mean, I like him, but I mean, I like Nate Diaz a lot more, and I'm picking Nate Diaz in this fight. The way Nate Diaz has dominated all last three of his opponents has just been ridiculous. I've never seen anyone dominate Jim Miller like that. Now, Ben Henderson had a way closer fight with Jim Miller when you think about it too. Common opponent right there. Nate Diaz beat down Takanori Gomi, and who's ever seen Donald Cerrone get beat up like that? I didn't call that. I think he had like an 87 accuracy in that fight. It was ridiculous. And Ben Henderson, who has he fought? He's Edgar. He beat Edgar for the title the first time. Really close fight. Second fight, didn't think he won at all. I was really disappointed in that fight. He shouldn't be champion. And if he fights like that, Nate Diaz is definitely going to win. How would I see this going? Nate Diaz is going to work his boxing. I think Henderson's going to try and stay in and out, maybe work leg kicks again, those low calf kicks he tried to work against Edgar. But I don't think he's really going to be able to just take Nate Diaz down and control him. Nate Diaz has great jiu-jitsu. And I know it sounds crazy, but I'm probably going to go with probably a late round guillotine, or a late guillotine in the fight, probably like around third or fourth. Jim Miller never got submitted either, and who has Benson Henderson really fought that could submit him? Nate Diaz is going to fight smart. I think it's his time, and he's going to show why he's one of the best in the division, and he's going to be champion. So those are my picks. Thanks for watching. I'll do my prelims later. It's good to be back. And yeah, sorry I haven't been here in such a long time, fighting, all that stuff. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.